Alright, welcome back. This is MDawg. We are doing another Cozy Dog episode here, and I think what I want to do, we do want to purchase the stuff we need for egg dough and keep leveling up our bait harvesting because we're getting so close to where we want to be on the ground bait as well as bait harvesting. But supposedly right now, some folks are doing all right at 73.45, which the only thing that I will say about this spot and how other people are potentially doing here is I do think that they are casting much farther than we'll be able to. One of the lures that seems to be working well is the Hornet 1005. So we're going to start off. Now, it's 11 in the morning. It's maybe not the best bite rate, like it would be at first thing in the morning. But my hope right now is that if we can find an active bite rate here at all, it will just help us a little bit with leveling our spin fishing. Maybe we'll make a couple silver, but at some point we do have to level spin fishing, and this is, of course, one way to do it. So let's just see how this goes. After a little bit of spin fishing, maybe we'll go back and fish for some bream. And while we're at Old Burg, of course, we can buy some groceries and work on leveling up our bait harvesting. But see, I really like this so far. 2 fish in, both of them were grayling. And because we're so low level, we are getting points every time. All right, so we're a couple casts in here. Not 100% bite rate, but it has been pretty good. And of course, another thing I can do is throw on the spiker every once in a while too, see how the spiker's doing in this same spot. And we won't stay here super long, but like I said, we just need to start the process of leveling up spin fishing one way or another. Ooh, there we go. Is that a grayling? Because it's a great one if it is. That is a grayling. So this is what a really nice grayling looks like here on this starter setup. Yeah, 1.1 grayling. We get the spin fishing points. Very nice. That's what we're looking for. All right, 2 in a row. Yeah, this is fantastic. .8%. The slow process of leveling spin fishing. It's fun though. It's a change of pace for sure when we're so used to doing bottom fishing. And we have a chance of seeing a decent grayling or two, like we already have here. So that's cool. Just while we've gotten a couple of nice grayling, let's just throw this spiker really quick, just see what happens. All right, I'm gonna cast the spiker one more time before we go back to the Hornet. course, this isn't the 18. There's a the Spiker 18, sort of a magical one, but this one can be pretty good too. But in this spot, oh, there we go. That was nice. Marker, we're up to 2%. All right, we'll rotate back to the Hornet here. What's the size difference? So 3.63 mass, and the Spiker is 3.53, almost identical mass. So these should be, I would assume these should be casting about the same distance. Can't quite figure out if it's better to cast up the river a little bit or just sort of straight out. Maybe just straight out. I'm sitting here thinking about when have we had these big hits. It feels like it's kind of been right over here straight out, right? Another marker. 2.2. Cafe wise, ooh, we do have one more 800 gram Grayling, and we're in business. That's 71 silver. Holy cow. There's some motivation for you. I am using 35 retrieval speed, a little faster than I would normally say, but so far I'm digging it. Never doing more than one speed up. Now we could put points in spin fishing, or fishing with a spinning rod, and that would increase our casting distance just a little bit, which would be nice right here. But this is one of the few times, based on like sort of what we're focused on in this account, this is one of the few times that it would really matter that much. We do have 5 available points, but you know, you got to remember we're doing a ton of bottom fishing. We still have more points we could put in this. We're going to copper, then we're doing sea fishing at Norway. I just don't know how many points it makes sense for right now putting in spin fishing based on the type of fishing we're going to mostly be doing. That's a little brown trout. You'd love to see that. Would love to see more, although we do want to get our Grayling. 2.4%. Two in a row. Wow. Go Hornet. This is interesting. Gonna be a little too small, huh? Need to be 800 grams. don't know how much time's on the cafe order. If there's enough time, if somehow we don't get it before nighttime sets in, it's probably worth being back here first thing in the morning to try to hit it. That's just too much silver to pass on. Oh. I've just got to remember to go by winding to get the eggs first. I changed lures, but the game never... I did it too quick. At least visually, it looks like we're still using the spiker. I guess we'll see once we get it back here. Guess I changed it so fast that it didn't have time to change it before. Yeah. This is the hot time of the day. Makes sense that it would be even slower right now. But we should hit that point where it turns back into a cooling off period and the fish should get a little more active again. I'm not necessarily expecting us to hit it until then. Oh, there we go. Now, I doubt this is a Grayling. I mean, if it is, we're set, obviously, but just the way this hit and ran. We really find another asp? I mean, we can keep just holding out hope that this is like a ginormous brown trout, or it could be like a really big chub fighting like this, but you start to think like, okay, most likely scenario is this is asp. This equipment's just not nice enough for me to be running it in the red too much. think we just definitely don't want the current working against us with this fish. It feels like we are nowhere near, not just in control, but even having a say in what's going on with this fish. Trying to make sure he's going to run back right at this point. Yeah, I think we're good on that now. Surely we're far enough to... I'm going to take some chances now and let it sit in the red a little bit to maybe tire him out. Put as much pressure as possible on him. Keep the slack, obviously. Like we have just enough line for him to go across, run into the wall on the other side, and have nowhere else to go except north or south. This is a lot of time where we're not catching grayling. I hope that we at least get to see what species this is. I mean, I'd love to catch the fish, but if nothing else, I hope we can see what species it is and nothing happens beforehand. Even if we just get a look at it in the water, we can probably tell. I mean, if it's not a trophy, which I doubt it's a trophy anything, then it's got to be getting a little tired. We've had some good pressure on it. I might just reel right through that. Keep it coming towards us. Risky. But so far he hasn't been able to turn his head away from us. He's just sort of coming into us still. Alright, this is where we might get to see a peek at him. He should be flashing up above the water right now. Come on, fella. Being careful not to hit the right mouse button. We're already shift reeling, which is risky enough. We really shouldn't be. We should just be normal reeling. In fact, I'm going to take my finger off shift and see if we can keep his head moving in this direction at a slower pace. Well, he has stayed submerged. He is swimming back and forth, but he hasn't turned his head fully. I'm going to keep reeling and hope for the best. Just don't be an asp. And obviously don't be a taimen. I mean, it'd be a micro taimen, so I'm not thinking taimen actually, but I just don't want it to be an asp. Anything else, and it's like a pretty nice one, I think. I can't believe how long he has stayed submerged. He's got a little weight to him because he's able to stay down underneath the water. Uh-oh. That is very much an asp. Too bad. So the asp are still active here at Belaya. Multiple spots. We're still seeing asp here. That is a 2.137 kilo asp. These suckers fight so good. Okay, we got to throw back in, see if we can get a grayling before the daylight's over. That was fun. That was exciting, but frankly, not worth the time it took to catch it. But it was fun. I mean, that's kind of the deal with spin fishing, right? Sometimes you're just in it for the fun. Alright, this is a grayling again. That's a good sign that that we caught a grayling so easily. Hopefully we can find the right grayling here. We'll speed up. Still at 35 retrieval. Probably a little too far right, but we'll see. Oh, hits immediately. Any chance that's 800 grams? Probably more like 500 grams. Not quite big enough. 466. It's like, especially when you don't have points, see these casts go right almost every time. Little right of where we're aiming. Okay. Love the way these graylings are hitting though. 399. Wow. This is the play for leveling up our spin fishing. This kind of bite rate. 4%. We were just under 2% when we started, I think. Okay, this could be it. Yeah, this could be it. I'd say it is it. I don't know why I'm playing it so aggressively. Let's just chill. Yeah, definitely it. 1 kilo on the nose. All right. Yeah, I don't know how long the order has. Okay, plenty of time. Therefore, since these are like worth some money, let's don't turn that order until we see if that we have a more perfect size to turn in. Now that we know that there's plenty of time on the cafe. Also don't want to take a chance of getting snagged. Well, that worked out perfect. Guess this is going to be a little bit longer episode if for no other reason, I can't really pause it a whole lot while I'm spin fishing. Ooh. Little chub. Oh no, that was a grayling. 4.4, love it. That close to the shore, I just figured that was going to be a grayling. Just no more asp, please. Family friendly bot, thanks for the follow. Weird name, by the way. I'm just in a groove like spin fishing. Casting, 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 not even thinking about, have we caught a fish recently? Yeah, I guess less than a minute ago. Get into that spin fishing groove, you kind of forget. Don't notice time's going by. This should probably be our last cast. Seems like we're at that slowdown period anyway. Alright, so just out of curiosity, 74 silver if we just sold stuff, so it'd be about 24 silver, but we're turning them in for 71 silver by itself. That's amazing. And then another 49. So that was a quick 120 silver. Wow. Alright, gotta go to winding first for eggs. Gotta decide how many eggs we're making. Alright, so we're making egg dough. Have some salt. We need a bunch of eggs, and then we need a bunch of wheat flour. What are we trying to get to? We're at 45%. We definitely want to hit 50, but truthfully, our goal is 60. We don't have to hit it in one go, because we'll be creating some... I mean, we easily need 100 eggs. They're also just so cheap. Let's just get 100. And then let's go to Old Burg. Alright, so let's see. No Bream Cafe, although, well, trophy, but also 3 kilo common carp is not necessarily unlikely. I think we're going to try 1044 again. The other spot was also decent, but let's go try 1044. Okay, so 50 is 47. You know what? Let's just get 20 and see where that puts us. We'll just see what percentage we're at after 20, plus that'll give us a chance, hopefully, to get to... Oh, that's not going to get us... We need at least 40 because we want to be able to start cutting 500 gram bream into fish pieces. And then maybe we can use the fish pieces to at some point for something silly, like burbot or Chinese sleeper or something. Oh yeah, I need to go the right way to this spot. Wow. Shot in the dark, we hit the bridge correctly. That was straight luck. All right, 1044. We want to go garlic dough. I think we've been doing, what, 12 clip here, something like that? And then garlic dough. I kind of wish I had put that first rod on 8. I think I left it on 10 or 12, whatever size it is. And I think what we're going for here is, yeah, I left it on 10. I think 8 to 1 is the more the range we want. This is a nice bream though, if that's what it is. Can we get some bottom points? We've gotten a lot of spin fishing points. Alright, 8 garlic dough, let's go. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is make a little egg dough. Now this is where happy hour starts to pay dividends. So if you do have premium, this is the kind of thing you want to do in happy hour, because without it, you can go on these runs like we are right now, where you're just not getting points, and it can be brutal. Alright, we need to interrupt it. Okay, the other thing we were going to do is what? Just make a lot of carp ground bait till we run out of ingredients. And then I think we have feed and fennel for the attractant to continue to just slowly work on leveling this, which this is no longer a big priority. Really no big deal at all. To level ground bait from here. At this point, you're 40% plus in ground bait. That's well beyond like leveling guide stuff. That's getting into in-game leveling it from there. Not in-game, but much more higher skill point at that level. Oh, it'd be nice to see some bottom points while we're fishing for bream. Wow, we're getting some nice ones right off the bat. Oh, that was bottom point. Good. And just as a reminder, we are at 33.5 on bottom. $45.3, and we're looking for 50%. I think we've made about 10 now, and we've gotten 0.4%. All right, there's 0.5. There's another point in bottom fishing. Love to see it. I mean, I think this spot's even stronger now than it was last time we fished here. And considering how good we did on spin fishing at Belaya, this is going to be some of our best fishing on this in this series. We have no energy because I just did the digging. So we kind of want to take it easy here. There we go. I think we can get it in safely. Try not to let it pop off. That's a nice one. Look how thick he is. .2, 1200 XP. Love to see it. Don't love to see the lack of a bottom point fishing skill, but we've made so much egg dough already, and we're only at 46.1%. Oh, there's another point on bottom, and it wasn't even that good of a bream that time. As you may have noticed, it seems like the chances of leveling up a bottom skill or any type of fishing goes up when you catch a nice species or a nice version of the fish you're going for. So with this bream, like if we get one that's 3 kilo or something, it seems like that's a better chance than one that's 500 grams. Now, just in terms of moving the RNG in your direction, you still obviously can have the outliers all the time, but 46.2 on harvesting baits, that's a nice dig. Let's see here. We still have 13 more we can make. We've made a ton, because what do we have, 40? Just not getting that many points. 46.3. 46.4. We could just get closer to that 47. It wouldn't feel quite as hopeless as you think about trying to get to 50%. It's just going to take so much egg dough, right? My goodness. Looks like we can make 2 more stacks of carp ground bait. Now, if we were really focused on leveling up ground bait, which like I said, I don't think at this point we really are. Not a priority anymore. What we would do is go back to the strategy that we were using before. So feed as the base, most recent unlocked attractant, which in this case is fennel, and just make trash ground bait to hit levels. And then throw them out, but you know, this should give us a reasonable chance to hit levels. So again, I'm not going to prioritize that, but that's how we would go about going past the percent we're at now. Oh, come on. Another nice one. Come on, give us a point. Nope. Alright, how have we done here? 6, 9. It's good. I used to say minimum of 12 bream over a kilo for a spot to be like a reasonable spot to farm in sort of one overnight session. As with everything, it feels like fishing has just gotten better and better in this game. So more recently, we've seen plenty of examples of bream fishing where 18, 20 something over 1 kilo bream in a night. So, you know, I think, I'm not sure what your minimum would be now, but anything over 12, you're definitely having a pretty good night. It's going to turn into some reasonable silver if you have 12 bream that are over 1 kilo. There's another one. So that one was over 1 kilo. There's another one. Yet another one. It's 526. We should still get at least a couple more over 1 kilo. Still early. Six a.m. Hey, that gave us points. This is the time of morning where it's like, are we going to see a common carp? All right, we're up to 33.9%. So when we hit 34, we'll just have 1 more percent to go to unlock the ability of using classic hair rig. And theoretically, from planning our second trip to copper. But man, oh man, do we want to watch the weather for that second trip. We do not want to go when copper is increased temps. It's not terrible fishing, but it definitely feels like it slowed down and things changed pretty dramatically when the temps changed. All right, so let's get the update. 6, 12, yeah, we're at 14. So especially for being low level, this is a really nice bream night here. This should be yet another one. .1% bottom. Gotta love it. Alright, this could be the common carp. It also could be a nice bream. Let's see here. I think it's a bream. We immediately turned him back around as soon as we increased the friction brake. So yeah, it's a bream. Another nice one. 2.3 kilos. All right, let's see what size this fish is. I mean, I think we're getting to the point. You could keep fishing for them. You'll probably still get one or two more 1 kilo. But I don't mind stopping before the great shrink happens and all of a sudden they're all like 300 grams. So let's, before we completely wrap it up, let's just look at one thing really quick. I noticed, so this lure is replaceable, or I would never do what we're about to do. Because at Old Burg, you can totally get bit off by pike. Not that there's not pike at Belaya, but the pike at Belaya tend to be on the opposite side of the little island that you're fishing off of. So I wanted to go just really quick cast a couple times at 44.58. I think I know where that is. People have been catching a lot of perch from this spot, and I was just curious what the bite rate might be like with our setup. Normally for perch, you're probably going to catch better perch and more perch with something like a maggot rig or a jig type thing. But, alright, so 44.58 is going to, oops, did I just get myself stuck? I think I did. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. So this is basically up on this bridge on the outside so that we can just cast straight in front of us here. And then we'll just do a straight retrieval since we're using spinnerbait. But obviously if you do have jigging rigs unlocked from this position, you would want to do some jig steps with a maggot or something like that. But I think there's some healthy perch here. And what I was curious of, oh, is that a pike? Oh no, that's a chub. Okay, 4.7. So what I was curious of is, would we find the perch pretty easily as well? Just as another option to mindlessly level up spin fishing. Because while it's this low, it really doesn't matter what fish you're catching. You're pretty much going to get it points on almost every fish. And obviously we could also cast something in for bottom fishing from somewhere around here. That one actually went left. Alright, there we go. Now let's see if this is a perch. The only downside, again, like I said before, it just takes one pike to bite your lure off. There's another chub, 5.1. And then you've lost the lure. Now this hornet is not hard to replace in terms of being in stock, but you know, it is a 50 silver lure, so it hurts a little bit. I think that is a perch. So it looks like we might be able to kind of, like, let's say you were wanting to fill a cafe order, or more importantly, just level up your spin fishing. We're getting at least, what, 80% of cast we're catching a fish here. Especially when I do the max cast. Now when I do like this, where it's the shorter cast, seems like we're not hitting them as much. But if I do max cast, we're getting a very good bite rate. No current here, so you don't want to let it like sit or anything. You just immediately start reeling it in. And yeah, we're getting fish. That's what we need. That's what we want. The other fun thing you could do is you could play around with trying to troll at mosquito. If you have two small spinning setups, that can be fun sometimes. But I don't know. This bite rate's probably good enough that you're going to outpace yourself trying to troll mosquito. Okay, we did not have trophy. We did not have 8 of those. Imagine catching 8 of those. We'd have to be there for a while. So really nothing in the cafe. How well did we just straight do on Bream going to the fish market? Wow. 157. That means we've made, oh my gosh, we've done really good this episode. Okay, good silver. Good silver, good XP, good fun. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. Hopefully some of these spots are helpful to you, or at least the ideas. But I wish you the best, and we'll see you next time.